only gripe is that Lowry leads them in minutes this season, so like he's a very important part of their team. So
which is hilarious. Like
in theory, they
missed
shouldn't need
time.
him though, because they've got Hero. Like he should be an expendable piece with the money he makes and the money Hero makes, to where they drop. I mean, listen, he's a grinder.
I like
and he
Gabe
plays
Vincent
hard.
a lot too.
And Vincent is solid too. In the playoff series last year, I remember people were saying
The
like,
rat.
I don't know if Vincent's
He makes
a
the rat list.
Lowry's a rat, but not Vincent.
I don't know. Vincent's a dog, dude.
But Lowry's a
dog.
rat.
Did
There's
you
a
see
difference
our
between being a
Thanasis
dog
rat
and a
short?
rat.
Tim, did you see the
No.
clip of?
Oh wait, yeah, I saw. I think I
That
liked
did
it
well.
and retweeted
The
it.
shorts lately, all of them been
I
doing
love
well.
it.
Shorts are the way to do
Shorts
it,
have
man.
been doing well.
There
I
you
posted a short today
Yeah, has anyone said any mean things to me yet?
in the chat. No.
No, not in the chat, just in general.
Oh,
Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah, we had a couple
I
mean
am
things.
offended.
Hello, R. Lewis. Hello, Jackin. Yeah,
How's it
some
going,
people have
guys?
been saying some mean things to you on Instagram. Tim, I don't know if you saw the short today. On our latest podcast, Sam had the bright idea of saying he'd rather have Marcus Smart for the Celtics team than Stephen Curry or Luka Doncic.
That's
That
not
was
true.
cool.
I went back on the Curry thing and said no because
No,
Curry learned to play with Durant.
I didn't
I can-
include that in the short, though. That was not a part of the short.
Well, no,
Yeah,
'cause then it's
you
not going to
did.
get the interaction.
Scumbag. See, no one believed me when I
You
said he
deserve to
cornered me
get
into
that,
that because he knew I would say something dumb.
You said it.
Caught you there.
You said it.
Yeah,
Not
and then
me.
you said finish it, and I said okay.
All right. I mean, so I guess as we sidetrack, is everyone welcomes in? Welcome.
Hello,
Obviously,
everybody.
we got Celtics Clippers tonight, but we were just having a little pre-show,
Beast.
little pre-show combo. I think Steph Curry would be perfect. Obviously, like if I'm talking about those three, that's kind of a given. I could actually see the argument against Luka just because of how
Thank
he
you.
would conflict with the style. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd love to find out if it would work or not, but like, I know for sure that like Steph would work. Steph would be my dream acquisition in any kind of shape, way, manner, or form. I have so much respect for his game.
The
It's
reason why
insane.
Curry works so much better than the others because you've seen him adapt to more talent around him throughout the years. When Durant came, the team didn't falter. He didn't have an issue taking a step back or whatever. There was no problem with that.
His game's going to age nicely too.
That
Curry's
too.
nice.
But Luka, like the ball sticks with Luka.
Yeah.
That and listen, he's much more talented than like a Jaylen Brown is. Don't get me wrong, that's not what I'm saying. But people complain now when that ball sticks with either of the guys on the Celtics.
Okay.
I
okay,
can't
okay.
imagine.
Whoa. I'm going to stop you immediately.
We should probably.
I'll put me in that seat. I complain when the ball sticks to Jalen because Jalen can't pass. Luka, on the other hand, is a pretty good passer.
Can you see what percent of
think
the
hot
time
take, Luka's a
he
pretty
has
good
the
passer.
ball?
Like usage rate? Or
You
asking
would be
about
looking
Not
at
usage
usage
rate, not that.
or just like raw
literal
clock
time
time.
of possession.
You probably can. It might take some digging though.
I can look. Like, are you talking Luka or Jalen?
Luka, because
Luka. He's
that,
just looking for
that's
raw
where I
minutes
could
possession.
see
50%.
chemistry issues becoming a problem.
Maybe.
Well, so
Maybe.
And
talking
I
about
also
tonight.
go ahead, Tim, and then I will. Wait,
No.
are you moving
You
on?
you finish your point.
Just
and
one
then
more
we'll move on.
thing.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I said it to my guys today that I was talking to about it. If you add another star to this team, on paper it's great. This isn't 2K, and here's why it could be a problem. You already have a problem with Jaylen Brown now, where he's forcing shots and really working to make sure he gets his, maybe driving into traffic too much, not letting the game come to him. How's that going to change when he's even less of a scoring option? If he has to take another step back, is that going to affect him negatively?
I
would
have
say
your
so.
answer. I
Okay.
have your answer. Time of possessions. Excuse me. I assume this is in minutes. Total for the season, Luka Doncic is 318 minutes time of possession this year. That is 9.9 minutes per game of Luka Doncic's possession. The next highest on the list is Jalen Brunson at 253. So Luka has had the ball 80 more minutes than any other player in the league this year.
I mean, that's a lot, but to be fair, like the Mavs have like nobody.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's fair.
It is funny that Brunson
reference-
is also the second on that. I'm like, oh look, a former Mavs teammate.
For reference, Luka Doncic is at 318 on the season. Jayson Tatum is at 142. So use that as your
Over
Drawing
double.
board.
Crazy. That is a crazy milestone when you
Insane.
think about that.
Insane.
So Clippers tonight. I think it's an interesting game because you want to see if the Celtics will come out with a little bit different energy. It's at home. You've got Rob.
Yep.
Rob, I gotta say it. This is like the second game I've seen Rob like come out and play well. He played really, really well. this past game, and I want to see what he can do because I think Zubac has been on a pretty good run this season so far.
Yeah.
Zubac putting up good numbers. I believe I got to double check just so I don't look like an idiot because I don't want to look like an idiot. Zubac this season is averaging, I think it's like double. Yeah, he's averaging 10 points, 11 rebounds, 62% from the field, 1.5 blocks per game. This is a very good night to have Rob back. Very glad that he is back because, excuse me, the last time the Celtics played the Clippers, they did not have Robert Williams or Al Horford. So not saying that's an excuse for the way they lost, but having both of them will definitely help this time around. Birkin saying if Dallas does not make a move next year, Doncic might ask out. Maybe. At the same time, though, I've heard a lot of reports out of Dallas and stuff, them saying like he's not even that active in the recruiting process. He just likes to hoop and then he likes to go back to Slovenia and chill. And so that's, I mean, that's kind of what he does. And if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. Not everybody is.
Also, Mark Cuban
obviously he wants to win.
Lose his wife than Luka. So
yes, this is very true. Mark Cuban loves him some Luka. And I wouldn't go that far, but if there is any owner-player combination that, you know, you could picture an owner saying, I'm not doing anything to lose this person, it is those two. Because every other team, if they lost their superstar, they'd probably still be, you know, around the level. Maybe they drop a few places in the standings. If the Mavericks lose Luka Doncic,
free fall.
Victor Wembanyama. They're in the Wemby
absolutely
race, like, immediately. So they're, I would say that's about it. Morris all over JT again. You're going to be getting Morris in the starting lineup. I believe I put the Clippers starting lineup in the chat here.
Yes.
Reggie Jackson, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris, Ivic, Zubac. That's your starting lineup for the Clippers tonight. And then regulation for the Celtics: Smart, White, Brown, Tatum, Al Horford, Robert Williams once again coming off the bench. Coming in off the bench, David Stoudemire before the game today said that they're medically, like something along the lines of medically they're monitoring his minutes, like they've been giving like. I need to find the exact.
So pretty
word.
much he has a minutes restriction. He said it in a long-winded way.
He said, when asked about the starting lineup, David Stoudemire said that's just the day-to-day thing. We've been given medically the minutes that he should play, and we just kind of play off of that. We're seeing Rob getting better each game. As a team, we need him, but more than anything, we need him to be comfortable. So it sounds like they're still working on some sort of minutes restriction, even though Joe Mazzulla said they weren't doing that. And I guess they're going to go from there.
Cat's out of the bag.
Good old Joe.
I don't hate that, though.
Yeah.
Like, they're talking to a doctor, right? Like, that, if anything, they're like, medically, this is what we've been told is like a good minutes count for him. So I'll take that.
Fist bump. Hello. Thank you, Dad.
Hello.
Thank you for stopping in. Legend.
I love doing the fist bump, then seeing my camera turn.
Oh, John. Oh, maybe John's going to be at the game tonight? Well,
no, not tonight.
Unfortunately. Oh.
VP said game. January 11th.
Oh. Well, I'm actually also going to that game, but as a fan. I won't be there as media. I'll be there as a fan with my girlfriend and her dad. So maybe I'll see people.
That's a big day for you. Not really.
Yeah.
You met
here's something funny. Yeah. No, we've been at almost 2 years. Come on, Sam. Like it's isn't new. I believe Zoe, my girlfriend, got a seat right behind the Celtics bench. Like her dad got it for her birthday, but he only bought one, so she will be sitting behind the Celtics bench, and I will be sitting somewhere in the loge behind her.
Wow,
with her dad, which is, I mean, hey, fine with me. She's happy about it, so I'm happy about it. It's her birthday, but very cool.
Sitting behind the bench is very dangerous. A lot of tall people in front of you, not any elevation for you to see over them. I've done it before.
My decision. This was all her. This was all her.
I've sat there like only once though, and it's interesting.
I did it once. It was cool. It was cool to be that close.
So security came over. Security came over when we were there. This was back when Kyrie was still with the Celtics.
Subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe to the channel, guys. It was Kyrie was still there, and we literally had security come over and check our tickets because they were like, yeah, this is where like the Stevenses would sit. And I was like, oh, so like Brad Stevens' family was like usually the people sitting in our seats. I can't even remember how we ended up getting it. It might have been through like a family friend or something like that, but they were really, really close. Like we were like right there. I think that was I want to say it was against the Hornets. It was a long time ago at this point though.
The closest I've been, sorry, I got zoned out. I was looking at some stats. The closest I've been, I sat like I think 13 rows back from the court in the loge or something. And the best story I have from it was I was with Zoe, and they did the T-shirt cannon toss, and they threw it, and I tried to like Odell Beckham catch it, but it like bounced off my fingers, and I was very sad because I did not catch the T-shirt. I thought I was an athlete. I was like an athlete for like 2 split seconds, and then it.
I have been to one Bruins game ever, and they did whatever T-shirt thing they do there, and my dad boxed out some lady and got a T-shirt. It was spectacular. That's the only time I've ever been. We got a T-shirt from it, but he had a hero ball play and he made it. So good for him. I've been back since.
I love that. Well, for a second here, while we have time, we're 10 minutes into the show. We have a lot of people in here. As you see at the bottom of the screen, this is our last.
This is the last
ever
one.
Pregame stream on Guy Boston Sports. So if you're one of the 6 people watching on Guy Boston Sports, 5 people now. Oops, got bored somebody. If you're one of the 5 people watching on Guy Boston Sports, make sure to jump on over to the How About Them Celtics YouTube page. You see it everywhere on the screen. How About Them Celtics? See it at the bottom ticker. I know Phil's over there. I know Dennis is over there. I know Landon's over there. I don't know about you, Haley, R. Lewis, Kobe. I don't know if anybody is there.
Even your dad. Your dad,
I think he moved
on
over.
the edge of the rat list when he is not over there.
I think he moved over. But if you would like to catch these pregame streams before every Celtics game, make sure to jump on over to How About Them Celtics YouTube. Get all the good content. We got their podcasts, clips, shorts, these pregame streams, live shows. So head on over there and subscribe. We apprciate it. But
he said he's good. Your dad has made it.
He's good. He's made
the pilgrimage over. Good job.
I helped. Haley in the chat saying, if Jaylen keeps up his level of play, does that put a shadow on Tatum's MVP bid at all?
What do you think of that, Jack?
No.
No.
I want him to like.
You're asking the wrong person.
If it gets to that point, that'd be awesome. I don't expect that, but no.
Jack is gonna like crack his knuckles real quick.
I said this
point.
I said this on our podcast. Our podcast came out yesterday, I think. I said it. Jaylen Brown has been playing much better basketball these last, I think, Sam, you said it, 9 quarters, like the last quarter of the Timberwolves game, and then against the Bucks, and then against the Rockets. He's played well, and he's played well because he's not initiating the offense for himself. He's playing off of Malcolm Brogdon. He's playing off of Marcus Smart. He's playing off the Celtics passers. I was talking to Bobby Kravitsky, who writes for Sports Illustrated. He sits up next to me at the games, and he was saying how he doesn't necessarily want want Jaylen Brown to be a better passer, or the Celtics don't need him to be. They just need to stop putting that responsibility in his hands. And I think that makes a lot of sense too, right? Like Jaylen has, it sucks. And again, you can call me a hater all you want. He's just not a very good initiator. He's not a very good playmaker. He's not a very good passer. And he's not the right person to lead the offense. That's a big reason why you see, these Tatum in the bench lineups play really well, and the Jaylen in the bench lineups not really do well. So I think they either need to take the ball out of his hands more in order for him to be a more efficient and better scorer, or he needs to develop the playmaking. And right now, it seems like the former is a lot more likely.
I think we talked about this a bit yesterday. So if you were in the stream yesterday, we apologize for that. But I'll say the same thing. You're going to see, if they decide to do this, a nice benefit from running Smart, Jaylen, and the boys instead of just Jaylen and the boys, because you're going to have somebody distributing the ball who has done a great job at doing so this season, instead of Jaylen Brown trying to do so. Like Jack said, it's not really the best way to utilize him. Your best way to utilize him is getting him to his spots, whether that's him creating the shot or him cutting off the ball and getting open, instead of having him trying to create for himself and everybody else. It just doesn't work.
I like the idea of having like one of the facilitators out there. I mean, it makes sense. This is why you went out and you got Malcolm Brogdon, who is a very capable playmaker in his own. So, like, if you go ahead and you have him out there and you run like a 2-man game between him and JB, or even Smart and JB, like, you're going to be able to keep the offense running. And I think that's the big thing. It's always coming down to playmaking. And I think as much as I love JB, he does fall into those ruts where he wants to be the one to get all the buckets and to make all the big plays. And I think it's just okay to tell him to like take a step back and say, you don't have to be the only one shouldering this workload. Like, we went out, we got Malcolm Brogdon to make this easier for you and everybody else. So just let him do it.
Except for tonight, unfortunately. I don't know if the chat got the news, but Malcolm Brogdon will not be playing for the Celtics tonight. Blake Griffin also out, both due to illness, I believe. Non-COVID illness, but illness nonetheless.
It's the damn
it
flu.
Sounds like the
Everyone's
flu bug
getting
is
the
being passed
goddamn
around.
flu.
Mm-hmm. Zoe has the flu. Everyone's got the flu.
They put out the injury report today, and there was nobody on there. Now you're telling me there's 2 people out?
You didn't know?
I didn't know.
I had seen rumors of it, but I saw they put out the injury report, and it was just Gallinari.
Nope, they updated it like a couple hours ago. Brogdon, Griffin,
That's
both
so
out tonight.
lame.
I don't want to have the alerts on for that, but I feel like I have to now because like you see these surprise scratches. Speaking of surprise scratches, what the hell's up with Joe Mazzulla's eyes? He got the Captain Insano like jabs in both eyes. He got some kind of corneal abrasion while playing.
He got into a fight with Mo
Pickup.
from the Three Stooges.
I thought you were gonna say Mo Wagner.
Mo Wagner too.
Oh, did you
Mo
guys
Wagner,
see that clip?
official rat list, of course.
Oh my god,
Big time rat.
I don't get how he got away with that. But like Killian Hayes, did he straight up knock him out, or was he?
Oh,
that a
no, he
flop?
slumped him.
Yeah.
Was
No,
that
he
was
slumped
that a
him. He
fake? Was
slumped
that
him.
real?
He absolutely slumped him, I think.
He just
Yeah. He went out cold. We watched it live on the stream yesterday. It was neat.
As I did everything I could to keep myself from falling off the air and having my mic come unplugged.
Yes. Joe Mazzulla about to coach like he's Daredevil.
That would
we
be
got
something.
some calls for Peyton Pritchard in the chat. Brogdon is out. Derek White obviously in the starting lineup again. Do we think Peyton Pritchard gets minutes? And secondly, do we think he plays well? Because the last time he played, it was not great. And yes, the Celtics are coming to the tunnel, so it's getting loud. But thoughts on Pritchard?
I mean, this is the perfect time to have Pritchard on your team. When we talk about the possibility of him being traded all the time, these are the times where you're like, I don't really know if they should get rid of him, because when guys are out, you have a fourth guard you can stick in there who is serviceable.
What do we think of this?
That's not always the worst thing either, because we heard from Steve Bulpett earlier this week that teams are knocking on the door asking about Peyton Pritchard. We don't know which teams, we don't know how interested they are, and we don't know what the value is. But again, if he plays more and he plays well, it's going to entice teams. There are plenty of teams out there that could use somebody like Pritchard to come off the bench. Jack, we went through it a bit yesterday. We kind of landed on Toronto. We talked about Washington and
Minnesota, maybe.
in Minnesota.
No, it wasn't Minnesota. It was there was someone else, and I can't remember. Oh, Chicago. It was the Bulls. Javonte Green.
All three of those are interesting destinations because there are pieces on those teams that the Celtics could benefit from landing. We talked about Javonte Green. We kind of talked about Alex Caruso. We don't know how realistic that could be. Otto Porter's one that I kind of, dug up a while back for an article, but it's kind of stuck around. The money works. The fit works. Could be something you see. But Washington, I don't know.
Otto Porter, you mean?
Yeah. I don't know if we have anything for Washington that we found, but they could be a suitor as well.
Like a pick or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably
it's
be
a veteran. I mean, I think going after Javonte makes a ton of sense. It also makes Tatum happy. They've made trades with the Bulls before, so there's history there making a deal, especially with the new regime under Brad Stevens. So I think there's an entire possibility that they try and go after Javonte.
Brad Stevens has a habit of bringing back old players.
that he likes, time and time again. He likes
Exactly.
Javonte. And Javonte
Horford,
actually carved out a nice
Tice.
little role there too.
And his freedom even came back.
Oh god, that was bad. That was a bad one. That was gross.
Something
that was gross, man.
But as far as like,
Richard,
oh sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I liked Bulpett's article. I really like the work that Bulpett puts out. But Pritchard, I mean, he's given an opportunity now. He's got to make the most of it, regardless of whether or not he's gonna, be traded. He just needs to play well. Like it's the only way you're gonna garner more minutes in this kind of situation. But they really don't have anybody else to go to.
Yeah, I agree. The only players on the Washington roster who would make sense, Rui Hachimura fits under the TPE. I don't know why they do it, but at the same time, Washington was trying to trade him for Jay Crowder. So you never know what they're willing to do.
What?
They're dumb. Yeah, no,
That'd be
Phoenix said no.
That's
Phoenix said no.
Why?
Yeah,
Phoenix
it was
said no.
wild. Yes, that was a report. You guys didn't see this? Let me
No.
I
missed too much, man. Oh
Jay
man,
Crowder.
that's
Let me find the
insane.
report.
Why?
It was a Mark Stein report.
Okay, so
Washington Wizards offered Rui Hachimura for Jay Crowder, and the Suns turned it down because they want a starting quality player in return. That was the rationale there. So maybe the Celtics offer. I don't know. Would you do Pritchard in the first round pick for Rui?
Yes.
The only issue there is you'd have to pay him at the end of the year, which I don't know how much the Celtics want to do because he got money. They already have to pay Grant. Outside of that, maybe you Daniel Gafford, I guess, maybe. Although his contract would be a big time hit next year because he makes 1.9 mil this year, but 12 mil next year. So it's a huge jump. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't know because it's not a max contract. so I don't know exactly how it works.
I'd have
Corey
to look at
Kispert
it.
also, but I think Corey Kispert's getting some real minutes for them, and he's under team control under his rookie contract, so I feel like that would probably be a no-go. But outside of that, it just doesn't seem like there's much there. Jack and saying Naz Reid in the chat, that's one, but he's getting a lot of minutes for Minnesota lately, so I doubt they'd probably trade him at this point. You need to get that done early in the season, in my opinion.
Yeah, appreciate the love. We talked about that a while back on Vitamin C's. I do still like Naz Reid as a fit.
He's good. He
player.
played really well against the Celtics.
Might be the best active center on that team. Might be.
It's foul. That's foul. We have Jimmy J in the chat saying Nets are the 2 seed now. Who would be best for the ECF matchup? Most exciting.
I sure would love to play as Chicago or.
Okay. Come on. Let's. Most entertaining. And again, this is not what Sam's looking for, but if you're looking for the most entertaining Eastern Conference Finals, I think it has to be Celtics Bucks. I think the Bucks are still the second best team. The Nets have been playing great, but excuse me, the Bucks are still up there. They've lost 4 in a row, so they're struggling a bit. But I'd still rather see Giannis and company take on the Celtics because I think it's a better matchup. But hey, you got to give the Nets credit. They're playing really well. I think they deserve all the credit they're getting. They're playing great defense. Ben Simmons finally figuring it out a little bit. Kevin Durant obviously still playing well. Kyrie Irving, Royce O'Neal is playing a huge part on that Nets team. They deserve a ton of credit. They've earned the 2 seed. Celtics are now 2 games up on the 2nd seed in the East, so hopefully they will continue the streak that they're on. But a tough matchup against the Clippers, so I guess we got to see. Nets got to start losing again, praying for Kyrie to say something.
For me, the most interesting one is Brooklyn. It has the most juice behind it. Fans here hate Kyrie. Brooklyn got
Haley's
swept
right,
last
Sam.
year.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, she's actually right. They're down 2-0 to Chicago this year. Look at me just talking out of my ass. But seriously, Brooklyn, the most juice behind it as a playoff matchup. You've got the history with the Celtics and Kyrie. You've got the sweep from last
2
season
seasons in a row of matchups.
Yep, and they played the year before, and Brooklyn got the best of them. So that would have a ton of juice behind it. The national media would love it. As much as I hate the stakes of it, we would all love it. It would be great for us as media. We would talk about it. We would write about it. There'd be so many different angles. That's number 1 for me. Brooklyn's number 2. Milwaukee's number 2. That's still something with juice from last season because of the Giannis absolute historic performance he had in that series, and they still lost. Did I say 2-0? Yeah. I was at the game they won, too. Egg on my face.
Bozo.
Sorry, just think about good teams.
That's fair.
But seriously, Brooklyn is the most exciting one to me.
I think it's the most exciting, but I'm hoping it's the least likely. I mean, I do tend to agree. They're on a hot streak right now, but they don't stay healthy always. And then, of course, they're just a dumpster fire when it comes to, overall optics. I will say this: they've looked a lot better under Jacques Vaughn than they did under Steve Nash.
Yeah, huge.
I mean, their whole energy and the way they've been playing defense. There's a reason why all of a sudden they've ripped off a ton of wins. It really galvanized that group, and sometimes that's what happens when you fire a coach. But I do want to give Jacques Vaughn his flowers
wins in a row.
Yeah,
Huge.
Damn,
crazy,
pretty damn good. And Katie's been a part of that too.
No big deal.
Katie's putting himself in MVP combos.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
As expected, to be honest. I wouldn't expect anything less from him.
He's got to be. You good, Sam. Mistakes happen live. You the GOAT.
Thank you.
Mark in the chat. Over 111.5 first half. Good evening from Switzerland. Hello, Mark from Switzerland. How are we doing?
Hey. Tell you what, you want to pick?
Bets of the night.
Pick of the night presented by Smash the Odds at Smash Odds on Twitter. You can follow them for daily free picks, giving out some free money for you. And if you want the premium picks, you pay the premium price and get the premium prizes. Say that 10 times fast. I can't believe I got it out. I almost crapped the bed. Anyways, Paul George over 32.5 total points, rebounds, and assists. My pick, I'm kind of doubling down on this one from last game. Rob over 15.5 points, rebounds, assists. Last game was only 12.5. He had a monster game, but I still feel like this number is low. He had 15 rebounds alone last game. Don't get me wrong. Zubac is much better than anybody that Houston was running out there, but he's just been such a spark off the bench, and he's had a ton of energy. It's hard to imagine him not hitting that for me. Jack Tim, thoughts on these picks of your own?
You know my classics. Let's take a look. What are the odds tonight? Derek White and Grant Williams over 1.5 threes, both plus money. I'm gonna lean Grant Williams because he's been more consistent. Over 1.5 threes for Grant. I also noticed I always look at Jaylen rebounds. That's over 6.5, not bad. Robert Williams rebounds also set at 6.5, not a bad bet. If I'm the betting type, and if you're looking to make money in the Celtics game, but classic Grant Williams over 1.5 threes. That's what my go-to is gonna be all season.
I'd hit the over on those Rob rebounds because I think especially in the offensive end, like that's where he does a lot of his work. He just gets those tip outs. So I would probably go Rob over for rebounds. Over 15.5 points, rebounds, assists. I think there's a really good chance he gets that. I think we talked about it last time, whether or not he was going to hit on the over for total on there, and he ended up converting. So I think this is a pretty good game to do that. Zubac gives him some problems there, but he's going to be easily the best rebounder on the floor for the Celtics when he's out there. Only other person who gets as much rebounding action is probably going to either be Brown or Tatum. So, yeah, I think that's a good pick.
All right. Tim's feeling good about the picks. We did sweep last time. Didn't miss last game.
I was just going to ask, how do we do
Don't miss.
Last game, smash the odds hit. I hit, you hit, Jack. We had a good run.
Look at us go. I mean, it's just locked at this point. I mean, this is for the last stream on God Boston Sports. I can't think of anything better than just giving out some locks of the night. And I think those are good picks. I'm very hyped. Is Rob under a good pick? Under what points? What are the points at? I don't know. Let me double check here. Robert Williams' points are at 7.5. I think that's a little bit too risky. I wouldn't go with that. I think that's a bit on the line for me. I think Rob will probably end up with like 8 to 10 points, which I guess you could say is the over. But even that, like that's just one bucket away.
It's kind of close.
Yeah, it's just one bucket away from not hitting. So
for a guy that just dunks all the time, it's kind of tough to rely on that.
He's only attempting 4 shots this season too. So it's risky. Yeah, I think that's a little bit too tough for me. But tough stretch. Nuggets on New Year's. Yeah, Celtics tough schedule here. It's weird, you know. It's the most Celtics thing ever that they lost to the Magic twice and the Pacers. Now they're beating tough teams, right? Like as in the Bucks and I guess just the Bucks, but still, it's weird that they lost the Magic twice and then beat the Bucks on Christmas by a wide margin. It's a very Celtics thing.
Yeah, they figured it out. They came to play. Just to clarify this one, the pick that we gave is not just rebounds; it's points and assists and rebounds. So like the total when you add those 3 categories, that's why it's so high.
He did get like 15 rebounds the other day.
He did get 15 rebounds the other day.
It is a lot. That is a lot.
It is a lot.
Guess you never know.
It's not normal.
Hey, you never know. Maybe.
But they got to go out west real quick to start the new year. Denver, San Antonio's in there, OKC. Do they stop in Houston too? They go to Dallas.
I'm not sure.
Ugh, I hope they don't go to Dallas. All right.
Sam, not a fan of Luka. Sam is not a Luka guy.
Nope. Saw the short today. Oh.
All righty.
Dennis, a confident guy.
Sam likes it.
Yeah.
I mean, Dennis likes it.
Dude put 500 clams down.
Sheesh. All righty. Wrapping up here. I'm going to remind you guys one more time since we do have a lot of people in here. 11 of you guys on Guy Boston Sports. This is our last ever stream on Guy Boston Sports. No longer going to be here. So if you do enjoy the pregame shows, we are live before every Celtics game. However, moving forward, we will only be live on How About Them Celtics. So if you do enjoy these pregame shows, make sure to jump on over there, subscribe so you can catch all of the shows, all the lives, all the good stuff.
Yeah, not just pregame. Live twice a week, pods twice a week, these shows every game. Can't go wrong.
Shorter
and
videos.
It's
clips.
free.
It is free. It is free. So if you enjoy it, if you're enjoying us, jump on over there. Subscribe to How About Them Celtics. We greatly appreciate it. We've jumped in the last, I think, like 2.5 months from 50 subscribers to 220.
Yeah,
so
crazy
we appreciate
growth.
you guys. Very
Whether
good.
it's all the shorts and the hard work Jack puts in, or the yucks that we serve up on the shows,
The yucks.
it's been really, really a good couple months for us. So we're hoping to keep it up.
We appreciate
the season's
you guys.
been
We
fun.
appreciate all the chat.
We're having fun, so we hope you guys are having fun.
Mhm.
And we appreciate all the fist bumps out there.
Absolutely. Love the fist bumps. Drop some fist bumps in the chat. If you're new to the stream, this is something I think Landon and Phil started. You just drop some fist bumps. Shane out here. Thank you, Shane. We dropped the fist bumps in the chat to say hello. So make sure to do that. But game about to start in a couple minutes. We're wrapping up here. Again, switch on over from Guy Boston Sports to How About Them Celtics. Anything you guys want to say before we jump on out of here?
See you next year.
Oh, that's lame. We can't end on that. We'll see you on How About Them Celtics, because we won't be here anymore. And make sure you get your fist bumps into the new year.
Please do. Please do. But sorry to sound like a broken record, but it is the last stream, so you had to expect this shameless shilling from me. No longer. Excuse me. Oh, a different fist bump from Shane. I like
these ones are on the side. Let's see. Is this like the elbow?
I like that one too. Anyways,
The COVID
thank
elbow.
you guys for tuning in. If you're watching on Guy Boston Sports, make sure to jump on over to How About Them Celtics and subscribe. We will no longer be on Guy Boston Sports from here on out. We are just in How About Them Celtics, so jump on over there, subscribe. That being said, we're here 30 minutes before every Celtics game, so if you enjoy the content, make sure to stick around. Catch the podcast, the clips, the shorts, the live streams, all the good stuff. You can check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as well. How About Them C's or How About Them Celtics podcast. And like I said, all the fist bumps in the chat. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Landon. Thank you, Shane. Everybody there. We're here 30 minutes before every Celtics game. Our Lewis in here too. Again, subscribe to How About Them Celtics if you do want to catch us in the new year, because we're no longer going to be on Guy Boston Sports. But with that, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys before the next time. Peace out.
Cheers.